Before you press the button, I have an easy answer to that, Aaron. Viva la revolution!
Oh no, I already pressed the record button, so that's how we're going to start. Hello and welcome
Sorry.
Hello,
Revolting
welcome
peasants.
to Side Conversations Season 4. Wait, no.
I mean, pretty accurate.
We are... No, because Season 4 is way too low a number. Hello and welcome to Pack Tactics Season 4. One of the side quests in the ever-expanding Side Conversations universe. Yes. My name is Crash. I'll be your DM for tonight. With me are a bunch of people pretending to be kobolds. Some of them pretending to be beings that are pretending to be kobolds. Tonight I'm joined by Chris, Beth, Ellie, Io, and Jen. So what happened last time?
We took a prisoner the Grove didn't expect.
I enjoyed taking a prisoner.
You wanted to kill them.
I wanted to eat him. I wanted lunch.
No eating the talking meat. It's bad luck.
In
easy to
Navix's
make.
defense, he was a bear then.
And in Navix's defense, it's easy to make it stop talking.
No eating
Yes, but-
the talking meat unless it is an emergency.
After all, that may have diseases in the brain.
Talking meat is not for eating, it is for reanimation, says the necromancer.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we pulled the bolt out of the brain, so...
Right. And kept him calm during.
Right.
By the way, I've changed the character's name. They are canonically now named Phineas.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yes.
Navix will still refer to them as useless human.
And also they
They've
said...
started to just not hear Navix anymore, similar to how a Radio Shack employee no longer hears that bing boom chime when someone enters or leaves.
I'm white noise.
You're either going to eat them or you're not, and there's nothing they can do about it, so, you know.
All I am saying is that keeping a barbarian is a big responsibility. You need to feed them, take them on raids, clean up after them. There's a lot of blood involved.
Well, we were going to consider giving them back because, I mean, it's a lot of... So they have a family.
I actually do, yeah. A wife and kid who you also tried to murder.
They started it.
Their friends did, but they helped, I guess.
If their friends are jumping off a cliff, do they jump too?
Yeah, his mom and I made that argument with them.
Well, and now they know why it's a bad idea to do something just because your friends are doing it.
Did I mention they're all grounded? I think I mentioned they're all grounded.
Oh, yeah, I think you did. What's grounded?
Oh, good.
They're not allowed to go out and
I don't
do
know.
baseless chores.
Oh.
It doesn't have anything to do with putting their feet in holes.
What?
Wouldn't that be planted?
Oh,
Maybe?
aren't they about
I don't know.
the same thing?
I don't
Similar?
know.
We're barbarians. We're not uncivilized.
Well, I mean, if they're grounded, you put their feet in the holes and then you take their feet out of the holes later?
No. Next you're going to say that we chew furniture or something. Who would do that?
Baby kobolds.
We would burn down a forest for no reason.
It's not
A
no
very good
reason.
A bunch of things. You were hiding in the forest after fighting our kids.
Because
Who
your kids
attacked
tried
us
to
first?
kill us.
Huh?
Yes, and then you tried to take their kidneys, apparently.
That was just me, primarily.
Yeah, that's right.
I would have tried to put them back.
I would not have. I would have eaten them.
Navix.
I would.
That is a
Don't eat-
waste of good kidneys.
Right.
Okay, are we taking
That
this
is the
guy back
best thing you've
home?
ever said. I'm sorry.
It is a good one. So what are we doing with this guy? Are we taking him home or what?
I say we let him go. That is not
You don't
canon.
get a vote
No
right
one
now.
said that.
Except possibly the barbarian.
No, that is not canon. This particular barbarian would not do that.
You would just think it very loudly.
He doesn't have an int or wisdom modifier. He wouldn't have thought it up.
Oh no. Well, we could blindfold him and take him far enough that it wouldn't matter and let him go.
What does that mean exactly? Closer to where he lives or just out there somewhere?
closer to where he lives, where it doesn't matter where he knows, because he knows the way anyway.
Oh, okay.
And then we got to figure out maybe we should talk to their high priest person and explain that it's bad for their health to be at war with nature.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
I know
His
exactly
main
how it's
response
gonna
is that-
go.
Will mostly be that he's a representative of part of nature. Remember the whole mountain thing that was
Yeah,
talking about?
the other part of nature hates him.
Yeah. The other part of nature has a certain problem with him burning down places indiscriminately.
Point of order. As a representative of the other part of nature, I do not hate. I am mostly indifferent. But also, they provide a good buffer against those others who would more readily encroach upon me. And as the grove says this, the tree branch that Navix grew back wiggles a bit.
But they're not a very good buffer if they're trying to burn the place down.
I concede the point.
So they need to not burn down things indiscriminately, right?
I like that there was a long pause after that. That is canon, by the way. Story asked that question, and everyone is just silent, with the possible exception of Navix mumbling, "Murder, fear me." So, if you want to have a Theo discussion, there's other syllables, aren't there? The
Theological.
Thank
That's
you.
the one.
Yeah. Our wise man uses those words a lot, but I fall asleep during the meetings. I'll be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah, they're so long and boring, and he just drones on and on and on.
I was thinking more of a practical conversation, like
Yeah, if you want to have one of those, if you've got some way of hiding, and imagine, if you will, someone who is bound in grasses and vines, trying to just do that flick of the wrist hand gesture of, do something. If you can sort of not look like weird lizard things.
do not say dogs. All right, lizard things is all right.
Well, you corrected me once already.
Good.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yes, I can show you where he lives, keeping in mind he's still under the effect of a charm spell. How long does charm last?
Interesting question. Where's my
I think
spells?
it's an hour.
Let's see. Here's
It's a very good thing
don't
I
hit
didn't start a stopwatch.
cast. Don't hit cast. I don't want to cast it. I want to look at. Yes, duration 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah, this will probably wear off before you get up there.
Yeah. How about maybe draw a little map or something? If we let you sit up to draw a map,
That's,
I don't.
that would be kind of useful, I guess.
Nice little map. Good map.
Do you have
At least,
paper?
Sorry might have something. Otherwise, we're going to have to draw one in the dirt and hope we remember.
Deza
I
hands
have
over
paper.
Deza hands over the rough map she's already been drawing.
And the vines and grasses loosen their grip, and Phineas is able to sit up. His legs are still tightly bound. He's not going anywhere.
I mean, it's fair. He was part of the people who were trying to burn down bits of forest and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I am going to make a roll.
How terrible a map maker is this poor fellow?
Well, I rolled a 5. Which, the reason I'm telling you he rolled a 5 is because if it was like, let's say the target number was 15, and he rolled a 14 or a 12 or maybe even a 10, then it would look like a passable map, and you wouldn't realize until you're going through town that in fact he's led you to the cliff face instead of the far side of town.
You mean these Google Maps are about as accurate? Never mind.
It'd be like the original icon for Apple Maps, where the icon showed the directions were drive over the side of this bridge when you're halfway across.
Siri has never led me that astray.
Yeah.
Actually, don't think she's led
the
me
original
astray
Apple
ever.
Maps was made before Siri was purchased, if I remember correctly. But in any case, with the 5, it is blatantly obvious that this is a bad map. He's trying. He's trying his best. His best is a 5. So there's some houses here, and rubbish piles over here. And over here is the inn, which doesn't get a lot of use because I think I was the last person to visit. And over here is the cave that our wise man lives in and has all of his ceremonies in. He hangs out there with our acolyte. You met our acolyte. You did try to murder him. I think he tried to set you on fire. That was really scary. So when this map is done, you know all these places exist, but you're not quite sure which way is north.
Oh.
Well, at least we're looking for. We know we're looking for a cave.
Yes, a cave
That-
on the side of the village.
Honestly, that might be enough.
Can I kill him now?
No, I spent spells helping heal him. You cannot kill him.
In all honesty, if you kill me, Adelbjörg will murder you.
See? No killing. I mean, it would be wrong to kill someone who we have gotten as a prisoner. It's not like we're killing people in battle, even though you people, they're despite the crossbow bolt. I'm very proud of,
I stopped listening.
and I am very
The shoe
proud of
is
this
on the other
work of
foot.
healing.
And for the record, it's Dezah's crossbow bolt. She did throw it
Yes.
away, but you can have it back now.
And I'm very proud of this healing, so we are not killing people who have been so successfully healed.
It's okay. I don't want the bolt. It's got thinking on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to
Yeah,
unsuccessfully heal them.
Phineas throws up.
Uh-oh.
Honestly, that's fair.
It doesn't
Why don't
take
we
a very
put-
high insight check to realize that Phineas is not very good at being a barbarian.
Well, nobody's very good at being anything when they've had a crossbow bolt and they're thinking bits.
They're good at being corpses.
Yeah.
He can't even do that right.
I mean, he can.
That's-
It's just someone stopping it.
Yes. He was well on his way to that, if I recall correctly.
He's well on his way to being an award-winning corpse, but someone's stopping it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, every time I hear someone say
She's-
award-winning, I have to think of the Final Fantasy meme now.
Oh no.
It's a great meme.
It is a pretty good meme. It's a shame I haven't memorized it, but never mind.
I have memorized it. Would you like me to say it?
No. It's enough
Okay.
to reference it and then move on at this point.
All right.
We should blindfold him and take him back to where he'll be able to find his way home.
Maybe.
And at least break his knees.
No!
Why?
Fine.
He's not fighting us. No
I'm
knee
gonna-
breaking if they're not fighting us.
I'm gonna go over to our prisoner and I'm gonna pull this necklace I found out of my bag and I'm gonna say, "Do you know what this thing on the necklace means?"
He takes a look at it and he says, That's a Gordian symbol.
What does
The
it
Gord-
mean, though?
Well, you know how we live on mountains?
Uh-huh.
The Gordians live in forests.
Oh.
What does it mean if there are Gordians nearby?
Well, they don't really travel in large groups. They're kind of nomadic. So, and we're in a forest, like right now.
All right.
Mhm.
So most forests are kind of their home. This is sort of a middle area where you might see some of us, you might see some of them.
They sound
Huh.
wonderful.
And
Did it?
well, they're good at making things, but usually they're not considered very honest.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Stereotypes, prejudices.
Oh, pot, kettle, black.
Yes, they're all mammals.
My
If they're the pot and I'm the kettle, you're a skillet.
I'm okay with this. I admit my faults.
friends who wish to talk to the wise man. I have an issue with this course of action.
I also have
Why?
an issue with this course of action.
But why? If we learn more about what they think of their god, we might be able
My
to make
issue
friends.
is that I think that we are terrible diplomats and the situation would become worse.
I mean, they're
Mm,
not wrong.
Hmm.
there is that problem, isn't there? I mean, we're not all terrible diplomats. I might be able to
Well-
persuade.
In your defense, our wise man is also a terrible diplomat.
So we'd be.
Then I think it would definitely make things worse.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to persuade them not to keep burning things in this direction and to go in a different direction to get firewood.
I mean, usually when there's a disagreement between the different civilizations, someone from the Servient cities comes in to deal with it.
The what now?
The Servients,
What's a servient?
city dwellers.
Oh.
I used to be one.
And now you're out here?
Yeah.
I mean, not
well,
here, but you know what I mean.
Are you regretting it?
I'm here because my wife is.
Could have
Oh,
took your wife to the city.
No, I really couldn't. She can deadlift me.
Hmm.
Oh.
if she
That-
doesn't
that-
want to go,
That
Not
actually
go on.
doesn't surprise me.
Also, the air's a lot cleaner here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally cleared up my asthma.
well, that's good.
All right, so what are
Well,
we
we
doing?
better let's get least. I mean, I don't want someone who can deadlift him being mad at us, so we think we have to let him loose where he can find his way back to his wife.
I did say she would murder you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you did say that.
She's always polite about it, too. Ask kindly if she can get mad. It's weird.
Hmm.
I would like to rage.
If you don't mind, may I please rage?
Oh, that,
What,
that,
what are you going to say? No?
See, we should
Proper
probably
respect.
get him back and point out that we do not actually want to be in a battle to the death. We just want to keep people from cutting firewood indiscriminately all over the place.
Well, we do kind of need the firewood or we freeze to death. There's that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
This
didn't
is why
think
you
of
don't-
that.
But maybe in different directions it could be cut.
By the way, for the record, I keep rolling wisdom and or intelligence checks for this person to see if there's anything they'll realize that they can help you with. And I have consistently not rolled above a 6.
He is useless.
Oh,
I
no.
keep saying this.
He
Well,
has
I mean, he
positive modifiers to some skills, not intelligence and wisdom based ones.
Oh.
Useless.
yes, well, his wife might not be useless. Maybe we should talk to her at some point. Let's blindfold him and take him out, because if he can't think of anything to help, then we'd better get him where he can go be a peace offering.
Maybe?
Make sure you clean him off first. If they smell you on him, they will not let him back into nest.
Oh. That's
I'm
interesting.
That was a joke.
That was a joke.
Oh, okay.
I noticed no one was laughing.
The druid got it, but it just wasn't funny.
Understand that I usually only have rocks to talk to.
That answers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay, so we're gonna bring him back
Uh-huh.
and not talk to the religious leader. Does your religious leader have, like, acolytes? Maybe I could talk to one of them.
One, you did
The
try to kill him.
acolyte tried to. Yes.
Oh, okay.
He spent
that's
more
not
time
gonna
trying
work.
to keep everyone else from being killed than actively trying to kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fight, so it's probably fair.
So you actually might have some things in common with him.
Uh-huh.
And by that, he's specifically talking to Sori.
Mhm. Sorry, will nod solemnly.
But he lives with the wise man, so same location.
Hmm.
Well, let's get you back, and you can at least explain that we patched you up, and we'd rather not have a great big fight, but also you need to get firewood in different directions than the way you were going. Like, maybe at right angles to the way you were going. That would be great.
So I am more than willing and more than happy for this plan to go and happen. But I am doing it, I am agreeing to it purely so I can see it blow up in everyone's faces. I would just
Well,
like
yeah.
to point that out.
That's fine. After all, if it doesn't blow up, then we get to snicker, right?
Doesn't blow up, you're funny.
So, for the record, because you've been talking about letting me go for, I think,
We need to
half-
do it.
half
We
an
need to-
hour.
We should do it.
You know, I live near the top of the mountain, right? If I can see the mountain, I can get home.
Okay, but we have to take you kind of far from here. So let's find a blindfold. I assume someone will have something we can use as a blindfold.
A large leaf falls down on top of your head.
Literally about to druidcraft a large leaf.
You have a sentient grove with you. You don't need to druidcraft anything.
Yeah, but I like
We will
druidcrafting
blindfold.
things.
Yes, and the grove was letting you druidcraft all kinds of stuff. It's kind of like a mom that's knitting, letting her kids play with the yarn that she's not actively using.
Aww.
Outside of this grove, you can druidcraft all the things.
Inside the grove
Can
is
still
letting
druidcraft
you
all the
druid
things,
class.
but
Yes.
the grove is going to be a bit faster than you.
We will use the leaf to blindfold our poor rescued captive and get him loose and start leading him out from under the thorns, and hopefully in such a way that, won't notice which way we're coming from.
Okay. And so you set out to do that. Someone roll me a survival check.
Let me see
Hold on.
if I'm proficient.
I am proficient in that.
Oh, good. We have a proficient druid. You should roll.
21.
Okay. So I'm a bit concerned that you are relying on the murder hobo to make sure that you are letting your captive go at a spot where he can safely traverse the mountain to get home.
Well, I mean, Sorry thinks we should we should let this poor person go at the bottom of the part where they were cutting the trees. It's kind of obvious where that is, and.
Oh yeah, but also unless Chris tells me otherwise, my headcanon is yes, murder them all, burn their village to the ground, but you are relying on me to show you a proper location, and I am a druid. It's a matter of pride. I'm not going to fail this particular one because I will look bad.
Yes.
Like, no, I am not helping you. I will kill them all. No, you're doing it wrong. Here, you I knew you cared. I do not care.
So
You
as
care.
a point, Navix is going to help them, but with the 21, because it's Navix, if you would allow, I want it to be as difficult as possible for him to get home.
Okay, for the record, Deza just rolled a 22 as well. So, Deza, when you see that the path ahead of Phineas involves 3 collections of thorn bushes, 1 10-foot wide gully that's a good 15 feet deep in some locations, and what appears to be a den for a very large predatory animal. Is there anything you say about that?
There's a bridge about 100 yards to the right.
Maybe we should go to the bridge.
You are no fun at all. You know that?
Meanwhile, inside the den of the large predatory animal, the sentient predatory animal, because it's lived next to a sentient grove for so long that it itself is awakened, just sits there with a deck of cards and a bunch of board games, thinking, maybe someone will play these with me. But no, you'll never encounter them. We'll never hear from them again.
Well, I can go play with the grove sometime.
The grove cheats.
It would.
I will play board games with the sentient animal. Please allow me to go play board games with the sentient thing.
You know what? You've had a long rest or two with the Grove. I'm almost certain in your conversations, at some point, Navix has been told about the sentient animal.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know we had a long rest.
Not recently.
not recently.
Not
okay.
since the last fight, but
Okay, gotcha.
there have been long rests within the presence of the Grove before.
Okay, I understand now.
Yes. All right. But you do find the bridge that Deza pointed out and avoid all of the thorn bushes and deep ravines and deadfalls and board games that would not let you be the top hat or the race car. So, you know,
Full
all the
doggies.
perils.
I prefer the
Bulldog.
dog.
Same.
I prefer to not play that game with my friends because that game ends friendships.
I disagree. I think that the game shows who true friends are.
Oh,
Cutthroat.
I have no friends, is what you're.
I reckon if this group played Monopoly, we'd win. We'd all stay friends. Be civil.
Such a fascinating game. The only way to win is not to play. That's thermonuclear war in that regard.
I love Monopoly. I don't know what you're talking about.
So after this deep and philosophical conversation about Monopoly, otherwise known as capitalism, the board game.
Pretty much.
Yep. You do get to the bridge and you unblindfold Phineas and set him free to frolic in the wildlife and be with his own people. And he is immediately eaten by a remoras that pops out of the snow. That's not true. That's not canon.
Oh.
No.
It'd be funny. But no, I'm not doing that to him. Also, I haven't decided if remorases exist on this world or not. If they are way outside of your CR.
No,
Which would be a problem because Sori would want to cut it open and get back her patient. She's proud of the healing job she did, darn it.
You know, remora's blood will incinerate you.
Details.
Well, it would incinerate you half as quickly as everyone else.
Exactly.
But it would still incinerate you.
Details.
All right, so now you're alone with each other in a forest. There's groves to the left of you, sentient board game playing animals to the right of you. You're stuck in the middle with a bridge.
What's the bridge made out of?
It's basically a fallen tree.
Hmm.
It is a bridge in function.
What's the long version?
A tree fell in the woods. No one was there to hear it.
Okay, well, you said it was a bridge, so...
I really enjoy playing this game with my...
Are you reminding yourself of this?
No, it's a continued reminder to everyone else that whatever happens in this game, I am here for this content. I am here for this experience.
Aww.
This makes my Saturday.
Aww.
So long as
I'm
you
just
don't have the
wondering-
pre-game conversation happen during the game.
Yeah. Good idea. Good idea. I'm just wondering, should we consider getting rid of the bridge? Would that slow down the possibility of people messing with the grove, or is it far enough out of the way that it wouldn't matter one way or the other?
It's far enough out of the way that it wouldn't matter, and also, even if it was in the way, they have axes, and there's more trees.
Yeah.
Alright, so now what do we do?
Well, I'm leaving this entirely in your decision making because this is the start of a terrible plan, and I am here for this.
I am concerned that Navix and I have very similar mindsets.
Well, we already let him go, so that's kind of done.
That's my
That's
point.
done.
You let him go.
Right. He has a family.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Halfway up the mountain,
And you-
charm wears off.
Oops. On the other hand, we did treat him reasonably.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we should find a different location to be when the charm wears off.
The charm
Charm
would have
already wore off.
about-
Technically, he wouldn't have made it halfway up the mountain because you talked about letting him go for half an hour.
Yeah, the charm
Yeah.
would have wore off about like 10 minutes ago.
Well, we should probably not be here until he
Okay.
calms down.
He talked about a city. They might be more cosmopolitan.
Or they might call us weird lizard dogs again.
Maybe not.
My
The cities
vote
are
is-
striped in 3 different colors. They're more Neapolitan.
My vote is that we progress towards the wreckage of the ship.
That's a good idea.
We should tell the Grove if we're not going to be coming back, though.
That does only seem fair.
What was...
That was a vampire.
The vampire is singing. Either that or it's done.
I vote not cooking the vampire.
Actually, that was my microwave telling me that my tea was ready. I only said that to annoy Chris.
The rage is building.
I'll have you know I do not make my tea in a microwave.
You drink coffee.
I have tea right now. On the weekends, I drink tea.
Ah.
The rage
You
is
make it in the
building.
coffee pot? Do you
I
make
do.
the tea in the coffee pot? Ah.
And people will disagree, but one of my favorite beverages is 50% coffee grounds, 50% loose leaf mint tea.
You are weird.
Don't knock it until you've tried it. Because
I think that sounds good.
And it's like half because it has no caffeine.
Some tea has no caffeine.
Coffee is
Herbal
no.
tea doesn't
Coffee.
usually have caffeine.
Yeah.
Right.
Although
but
right
coffee, no.
I appreciate that for the second week in a row, I am participating in a podcast with Chris where there's tea talk.
Oh,
But with that said,
Hey,
are you
that
going
was
back to the
amazing, and
Grove,
you
or
know
are
it.
you just going to head off in the direction that you're pretty sure the ship went in?
We should go back to the Grove and I mean, there's always a chance we might have to come back, and it would be good if our ally had not been burned down. So we should consult the Grove. I mean, I assume you don't want to burn down the ally.
Hello?
Who? Hello?
You're not
Hello?
burned. I
I'm
hear
not-
you.
Who are we talking about? Who are we talking to?
I think Sori was talking to Navix, saying...
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at features on my
Well-
character sheet. What was the question?
I assume that you don't want to risk too much having our ally burned down while we're gone.
No, I do not want the grove of nature that we have discovered here to be burned down.
Me either.
Which is why, personally, I would have rather have killed the prisoner rather than releasing him, because now he knows the general area of this grove and is now being released back to.
They knew it
crazy
anyway.
they knew it before.
They knew it-
There were people setting fires around it when we ran in.
That's why the Grove wanted us to go have them not set the fires so much. Because when we got away, they sort of knew by the
Military.
thorns.
Still a terrible plan.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, but there weren't any good plans.
And the Grove did request as little murder as possible. And the Grove did not desire the prisoner killed, or it would have said so.
Considering how it bound Phineas up, it probably could have just killed Phineas itself.
Yes,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I was all for.
but it was not.
Sometimes nature ain't bright either.
I mean, there's always a possibility that perhaps Phineas's wife will decide that having been spared by the weird lizard things, maybe they should just stop fighting with that location and agree to disagree in different places.
I don't think Phineas's wife will potentially have the say over the wise men.
You never know. I mean, if she's that big, she might just be able to, like, I don't know, open her jaws and like eat him or something and sleep for a week.
Are we having this conversation while we're on the back on the way to the Grove?
Assuming we're walking
I
and
assume
talking.
so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming walking and talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't say that, so I'm just making sure.
Good point.
At this point,
Good
you've reached the
point.
thorn bushes that surround the perimeter of the Grove.
If the Grove will let us in, then we can crawl in.
Oh yeah, you are
Okay.
welcome guests.
Aw.
And my cat is trying to make as much noise as possible with the box. So hopefully that won't be in the recording. No,
didn't
he's
hear
rubbing up against it, and I think possibly
Oh.
chewing on it.
Isn't that what boxes are for?
Well, that is what boxes are for. You are absolutely right. But I made the mistake of having this box be too close to where I sit.
Oops.
Okay.
Yes, but whatever. So you come in, and the Grove goes, "Welcome back. The rocks have finished telling me some things about kobold.
Are we in trouble? Did other kobolds do something and now we're...
but not
Oh.
because of what the rocks have said.
What did they say?
That you aren't weird dogs.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
you were
yeah.
dogs, that would be weird.
Mhm.
That was the first 8 hours of discussion.
Wow.
They take a while to say things, but they remember kobolds.
They do?
Yes, they claim they were made by kobolds.
Say what now?
Interesting. The rocks were made by
That's
kobolds?
news.
Wasn't that in the briefing to an extent? the legend that kobolds made this world?
All news to me. I was in a storage container hiding out.
Oh, yeah, that's
Eating
right.
all
No,
of the
I'm
sweet rolls.
fairly sure that that was on the bridge before everything exploded, and
Oh,
Yeah,
you
you,
thought
you
I
were
was
on the
listening.
bridge for that part.
You thought I
But
was
in your
listening.
defense, you might not have been listening.
No, not a bit. Not a word.
you may have had a stomach ache.
No, I just wasn't listening. I didn't want to listen.
The rocks say this world was full of kobolds. They lived above and below. But then there was a great burning.
From what?
They do not know, but much of where we are was hot enough to melt them. After that, nature recovered,
That's
as it does. But they have not seen kobolds since. I'm paraphrasing. Rocks don't tend to have eyes.
right.
Oh, okay. So there were kobolds.
That's why we came here.
Yeah, but now we kind of have confirmation with kobolds.
Yeah.
How deep did the burning go? Did the rocks say?
Based on what their neighbors and their neighbors' neighbors, and you get the idea, said, it went clear through to the other side. I suspect this is not quite accurate. If the whole world was burned through, there would be no nature to recover. But it is what they claim.
So maybe no tunnels.
Oh, there are tunnels. There are many tunnels.
Hmm?
The clicking things live there.
Alarming.
Yes, they do have alarms. They sound them when anything digs too deep.
Clicking thing.
That is what the rocks call them, yes.
The rocks probably don't have a physical description beyond the clicky, do they?
I'm told they come in many forms. It is, thankfully, for I don't know how long, Kobold, thankfully a conversation we have had over the years already. Some walk on 2 legs, like others 4, 6, 8, or slither along the ground. It's possible they are specialized for certain tasks. The rocks seem to think some are better at burrowing than others good at grinding or carrying. I have not seen any myself.
Some kind of weird warforged, maybe?
A what now?
Metal people?
Could be. The clicking could be language. I have not heard it, so I don't know if I can speak it. But they live far enough below that my roots have not reached their cave. Perhaps in my next home I will send deeper.
Next home?
Do you move?
You have been discussing leaving, have you not?
We need to find the ship, and maybe there are any other survivors.
I understand. And also, chances are, this place is no longer safe for me.
You wish to come with us?
Imagine a chuckle that sounds like bark rubbing against itself. That would be interesting, but no. This will take some time. I will have to diminish myself. No, wrong. Concentrate myself to a point where I have enough power to move a bit more freely. This would have been easier with Navik's staff, but... And imagine, if you will, several trees in the grove doing a shrug. Things are what they are.
Should we be staying to protect you while you do it, or should we be going on and letting you get on with it?
To be honest, conversations with others make this take a bit more effort.
Ah,
I mean, we could theoretically shut up as well. Theoretically.
I don't know. If we
I
can.
do not believe
True.
that.
It's a theory.
It is, I believe, a theory that would be quickly disproved.
Navik has not stopped discussing murders since you arrived.
So you need a quiet. Okay, we can go.
You have pressing concern as it is anyway. It is a good time for all of us to leave.
Okay. Maybe we'll see you again sometime.
I would like that.
Sori will make her absolute prettiest bow to the big tree.
The branches shake a little bit, and flower petals fall around all of them.
Oh. I'm gonna pick up a couple of those.
They are not covered in pollen.
Oh, thank goodness.
I will not be making my kobold party roll for allergies.
Oh, God.
Thank you, because I'm already failing that role in real life.
Same.
Yes, for some of you, it would
Probably
be
to
rolling a
different degrees.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
I think I'm lucky double disadvantage isn't a thing.
Yeah. I just had this wonderful idea. Wonderful and terrible to behold. Navix running through a settlement covered in pollen, trailing a yellow haze behind him, yelling, "Fear me!"
Ragweed. Oh.
Pine pollen.
It's okay. He's not on fire. It's just pollen. Oh no, it's pollen! Run!
So valid.
All right. So off we go.
Okay.
We should start. Yep.
All right. Well, we've been playing for about an hour. What do you say we take a short break?
Yep.
Good idea.
All right. I just looked at this thing you posted under a spoiler, Ellie, and oh my God. Oh,
And
no.
the best part was that we'll end up in the recording because I unspoiled it right as Beth was talking.
Oh,
And there was audio to it the first time
I
it
did
was posted.
read that there was audio
Oh,
to
sorry.
it, so I didn't touch that one. But this one,
Yeah.
oh my God, that would kill me.
Actually, if you want audio, I could always have my ocarina here.
Oh no!
I have one of those
that
I
will be
made
Beth's
in
chosen
college.
instrument when she
Yeah.
eventually makes a bard for one of our campaigns.
And
I not only made one of those in college, but I taught students how to make one of those a long time ago.
I'm just saying that when Beth finally
Woo!
plays an ocarina for us, it will be time.
I cannot play this ocarina. I can only make barred owl noises. But then that would be a barred owl, now wouldn't it?
Oh, maybe.
you are banned from both Kenku and Arakakra.
When you're DMing, you're allowed to ban your mother.
I live in the same house as her. I can ban her from ocarinas physically.
I'm not going to stand between the two of you.
Nope.
Anyway.
Yes, that would be
welcome
weird.
back.
I would wonder how you got into our house.
To be honest, there'll be no one more confused by it than me. How did I get here? This is not my beautiful house.
I was waiting for that.
Oh no. Mom used the ocarina to cast teleport.
Okay. Well, the
It's
suggestion
true.
has been made that the party takes a long rest before you head out.
Okay.
If the Grove
Which-
doesn't mind.
The Grove does not mind. And
Okay.
also, it's been daylight for all of this. So it's better for you to travel at night anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we press the long rest button.
You may press the long rest button and head out
Okay.
as the sun sets.
Long rest, long rest. Take long rest. Confirm.
Yay!
Speaking of long rest, did we press the other button for recording?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good, good.
Okay.
That's my secret cap. I never pressed the pause button. No, that's not true. I did press the pause button. So you head out after your long rest, and it is twilight going into darkness. I am going to say, because Chris did ask nicely, that part of the long rest involves Navix sneaking out of the grove to go over to a certain cave to find a certain woodland creature, which, you know, come to think of it, you're not quite sure what it was. You wanted to say bear, but it wasn't a bear. And you have a delightful time playing a bunch of board games, and it's sorry to see you go.
Yay.
You have made 2 friends since crash landing. One of them is a sentient collection of plants, And the other one is a being that would probably eat most of your friends. Well, acquaintances.
This does not bother Navix one bit.
Friends are very strong.
What's that?
Associates.
Pains in the behind.
That you hang out with because when their plans go bad, you want to be there to say, I told you so.
Pretty much. That is the main reason Navix is hanging around.
I like when I finally get a feel on a character. Okay, so you're heading off through the night, and at first it's mostly forest. You are heading downhill, and there's, lakes and rivers and streams and all that wonderful stuff that I'm sort of just going to glance over and say it's there, but we're not going to RP that part too much unless you really want to stop to fish or admire the scenic overlooks or overlook the scenics, or whatever.
Or sing a montage song like in Mulan, and no.
Well, there is one part where you see there's a small ravine with a log going across it where there appears to be a meerkat, a warthog, and a young lion walking across it. The meerkat appears to be power walking.
Let's let them go and just not follow them.
Yeah, you would have interrupted their musical number anyway.
Yeah.
Guna, Matata, Matata.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone knocking on my door. Oh, they appear to be a Disney lawyer. I
didn't realize that there were so many druid monks out here. Well, I assume that that's a monk sort of thing. Druid monk bard? Interesting multi-class.
I love everything about this. But eventually, the forest goes away, and you're surrounded by a different type of plant life. Crops. They're not all over. There are areas of grassland that have not been cultivated, but as you continue to travel, you see more and more farm fields interspersed in the grasslands, each with their own little farmhouse with little bits of wisps of smoke coming up through the chimneys and the sounds of various barnyard animals off in the distance.
Can I request something?
Oh no.
Can Sori make an insight check?
Can Sori make an insight check?
Yeah.
Sori, make an insight check?
The
Let's
DM smiles
see.
and encourages this to be taken.
The answer is possibly no, but we'll find out, won't we?
Well, that's a 7.
No.
Okay, never mind then.
What are you doing?
Never mind.
You need to send me a DM to tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna DM you.
I love when I hear laughter coming through someone else's microphone.
Someone else's mic, yeah.
I know that something good is happening, possibly also something horrible, but that's just a matter of perspective.
Sorry, I actually had a reasonable chance of it, but no, the die went tip.
You were distracted by a lot of things.
Uh-huh. Probably keeping her tail from dragging in the dirt.
Well, it's actually a dirt road you could be on now. Oh, here comes the DM. The DM to the DM.
Mm-hmm. Ominous silence. Ominous laughter.
No. I saw Ellie's roll. No.
Okay. If you say so.
Also no to you, Aaron.
You know, I love that I have games where I can tell people, yeah, you can make whatever choices you want, but just keep in mind there are consequences to actions. And I am really looking forward to the plot developments from Navik's choices. There was a terrible ghastly silence. There was a terrible ghastly noise. There was a terrible ghastly silence. No, there's no Pokemon involved here.
Took me a minute.
And if there was, it would be Bulbasaur. Because Bulbasaur is the best one.
Yes, he is.
Sorry, it was
the be outvoted.
The ominous silence followed by an ominous laugh. And that's the line from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when the Vogons destroy the Earth.
Oh.
Ah.
It's been a while since I've read those.
This must be a Tuesday. I never could get the hang of
Tuesdays are hard.
Yeah.
Now that I've thoroughly derailed us, I apologize. But I just wanted to check something. Yes.
Chris, you're talking about derailing this campaign. Get on my level. It's my campaign, and I can't keep it on the rails.
Yes, but I rarely derail, so it's like it's. I apologize.
Yes, so you earned this one, and also, It involved plot development, so it wasn't really derailment.
Fair.
I think every time we've been on a train, it's been derailed. So
You know?
It didn't even know.
The
We
ones
just
that
got
go
attacked on the
airborne
train.
don't count as derailing.
Right. It got back on the rails and it was on like air rails, sky rails.
It wasn't even carried over a fog-filled gorge by golems.
Concerning.
Yes. Well, that would have been.
Okay.
up.
Because if the patrician found out and had any proof that it happened, then someone would get killed. But in any case, off in the distance, you see, oh, that's a familiar sight from back when you were on Circulus. Yeah, you know what that is. That's light pollution.
Oh, no.
Yep. It appears that there is a city off in the distance.
Wow, it's glowing.
And it's
The
not even
city
on fire.
of Townsville.
Is under attack. And then we zoom in to just see Navix going, "Fear me!"
Why do they need so many lights?
There's a lot of people and they each want their own.
Oh, it's a lot.
Well, they don't
It
see in the
is-
dark.
Because they do not have dark vision. Says Longcap not having dark vision.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Says sorry. Also not
Okay.
having dark.
I won't say that any of you that doesn't have dark vision has run into a signpost, but it's possible that one or both of you have run into a signpost
Clonk.
or fence post,
Ow.
or possibly more than one thing.
You
This
know,
way I try and follow people.
I really should have taken the light cantrip. I don't
Instead,
know
you
why
took
I
the heavy
haven't done that.
I want a dark vision cantrip.
That is what that cantrip is for, yes.
Oh, I have light. Do you need it?
Maybe.
It would be appreciated. Thank
Give
you.
me a moment. Let me close my eyes.
Oh. Okay. All right, here. And I give one, I touch both of the kobolds that don't have dark vision, and I, put a little light in their hand. There you go.
Okay. Who do you do that to first?
Longcap.
Okay.
And then,
When
sorry,
you do
right
this
after.
to Longcap,
Mhm.
whatever Longcap has in their hand that you cast the light cantrip on lights up, and it immediately illuminates all of your faces, which, for you, this is comforting. These are people that you know and care about, or at least know. So they're familiar faces. They were with you on the long journey to get here. A small child seeing all your faces, a small human child seeing all your faces, would perhaps be screaming in terror right now.
Is that what's
Because
happening?
No, there are no
Oh, thank
children
goodness.
anywhere near you unless those strange-looking, wispy faces that are grinning wickedly at you from directly behind Longcap and Navix are children. They're giggling like
Uh-oh.
children, but there's a malice that you could also attribute it to children. Okay, they might be kids, actually.
Not again.
I feel like the strange ghostly faces appearing behind me may be stereotyping. That is not something I said in character. Longcap would not say that. That was EO. Saying it in their Longcap voice.
Why not?
So there's kids here.
There
There's
are
somebody.
4 wispy apparitions. 2 of them are hovering to the left and right directly behind Longcap, and 2 of them are doing this for Navix.
Time to collect some kidneys.
And you hear one of them saying, "Ooh, shiny thing, who is you? You is not Mephit."
Oh, no.
And
That's
where we're
my
going to
fault.
end it
That's
for
on
tonight.
me.
Yeah, this is, for the record, this is not Utashi's fault.
No.
This is
It's
Jen's
the
fault.
player's fault. Yeah. Hmm.
But that is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Okay.
So thank you everyone
dear.
for playing. Because we could continue, but we'd be stopping combat partway through.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for listening. Tonight we were joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Chris, Beth, Ellie, Io, and Jen. Who has things to plug?
Eo's mom writes book.
At elizabeth-mccoy.com. And speaking of books,
My website is bookofjen.net. It does have some book reviews on it. I keep meaning to put more and haven't had time. It's got a lot of video game type content, and it gets updated whenever I can. In addition, I am the host of the Shattered Soulstone podcast, which focuses on the Diablo games and the community that loves it. You could find them, and every new episode comes up on usually a Saturday, and it's at shatteredsoulstone.com.
Oh,
And
I do a
speaking of
podcast.
podcasts,
Yes, I do a podcast. You can find me at as of nope, the wrong one. The Coast to Coast Expanded Universe, which is tctceu.com. We talk about nerd stuff, video games, D&D, pop culture, movies, comic books, all those types of things. We actually just had a big talk about the new Dragonflight expansion that was announced, as well as the issues that came up with the housing lottery for Final Fantasy.
it's a lot of fun to listen to live and also very much not for children.
No, good lord. No.
Oh,
Come
my.
for the tea talk, but perhaps send your kids out of the room before they talk about the deep lore involved in this fictional game development company that has now been brought up during multiple recordings.
I do love our fictional game studio that has been brought up at multiple recordings.
I am not editing that wiki.
Yes, you are. That's your job.
No,
now.
I'm not.
You've just volunteered yourself, Mr. Aaron.
I just said not it.
And I ignored your not it. You're volunteered.
I'm not even involved in the show. That's your job now.
Nope, that's your thing now. Good
No,
job. Thanks, Aaron.
Youngest participant has to do it.
Thanks, Aaron. Good job.
You are not older than me. Just because I let you stand on my lawn and I don't shake my walker at you. I named the walker Christopher.
Fair.
He named the walker Christopher.
Yes.
I think I caught that.
I haven't actually watched that movie.
Well, you got the quote, though, kind of, you know?
I'm not talking about a movie reference.
Oh.
I'm just talking about Christopher Walken because it's a fun time.
Oh.
Oh.
It's a double.
Yeah.
That's what I took from it.
And if you want
It's a
to
double.
encourage more horrible, groan-worthy puns, you might consider joining our Patreon. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on along with other luscious patrons, including Chris, Ellie, Eric, Mickey, Shan, Walter, and patron emeritus Cindy. So until next time,
Did we get Jen in?
I haven't.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
that I keep forgetting about the Patreon.
You.
no, talking about your Book of Jen and
Oh,
podcast.
yeah, we did do that. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay. In my mind, it went straight from Beth to Chris.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
No, it's
Okay.
all good.
Pollen.
Ugh.
Oh, pollen. Let's not plug the Actually, can we plug it? Can we stop it up?
So until next time, this is Crash saying, as one, the pollen methods attack.
No!
Ah.
Is that canon? You'll have to wait 2 weeks to find out. Good night, everybody.